Hello and greetings, fellow StarCrafters. PGL Milncraft here from ProGamingLeagues.com. It looks like all the spectators are leaving this game. uh, but I did remember the name of the tournament that Puma won. It was the Nassau Open, and he beat a lot of really good players to get there. I believe it was, I want to say it was July Zerg. I don't think it was Nesty. I believe it was July Zerg. Was the Zerg player that he ended up beating in the semifinals before he moved on to MC in the finals. And I don't know if you didn't watch that, go to my channel and watch the finals games. Those games are absolutely nuts. MC's and Puma's play is just absurdly good, and like none of the games really had any major blunders on either side. A couple of them had some kind of bad blunders. But very few of them had like huge blunders that just like cost the game. Most of them were like extremely long, epic, very exciting games that were incredibly fun to watch. aAaNerchio is turning around as soon as he sees that command center as to not give away his position. This map is Shattered Temple. It's based off of an old remake of Lost Temple. Relatively wide open in the middle. We can just go through the middle and just to have a look-see. There is a watchtower that has vision around most of the center area, but not around the edges, so you are able to sneak around without it. And there is grass as well to be able to surprise your opponent with your army in those areas. Looks like Nerchio is going for a hatch first as well, and he's sending a drone scout. Not sure why he's sending a drone scout. Is it... It might be to try to block the Macarax if he's fearing the Macarax again. Which, by the way, that block in the previous game, that was absolutely just sick. That was just ridiculous. I've never seen someone hide a drone. Oh, he is actually just going to drone scout him. Huh. I guess maybe it's to harass. I'm not quite sure why he's drone scouting, given the fact that his Overlord is right over the area and able to spot him. And he doesn't want to give away his position, which is why he's not using the Overlord too much to scout. But it's still, I still find it, I guess, a little bit questionable. It seems like a little bit of a waste of a drone. He did do a little bit of harassment, though, so, he made up for a little bit. So, not the biggest deal in the world. I guess he just wanted to make sure he knew what his opponent was doing, and is able to get that drone out anyway. So it's not a big loss at all. It is a lot of mining time lost, but, he's going to get away and be okay. Looks like... he doesn't give away his position anyway, though, because the drone just heads home. And Puma sees that, so Puma's just going to follow him home, so the Overlord would have done basically the same thing. I guess it's a little dangerous. Ooh, he's getting a reactor before Marine? Huh. Does he not? He really doesn't have a Marine. Wow. Okay, so he's going super early Blue Flame Hellions. Oh, geez, did I miss that? It's possible that was actually a gas first expand. Sorry if I, gas first, rather, reactor first, before he got the barracks. So that you could get super fast reactor Hellions. Then he's even skipped the Marine there as he saw the drone scout leave. And then he's going to switch these two out and then... ooh, and a Star Pool. Oh, so I think it's going to be a reactor Hellion drop, maybe? And maybe, Blue Flame Hellions later as well. He did show in the previous game that he did like that. And meanwhile, his scout is going to get through, see, everything that's going on. See that there's nothing on gas, actually, and that the spawning pool isn't jiggling. Oh, now he's going to see that it's jiggling. Jiggling, by the way, is an indication it's researching something. That's what Zerg buildings do when they when they're producing something. Looks like the Queen is going to take out the SCV. Yeah. Oh, maybe not. Maybe the SCV is going to get away. Ling will chase him down, though. SCV is going to die there. Not reveal too much more information. And we have, is that a tech lab? Oh, it's a tech lab. So he's going to be going a Banshee Reactor Hellions. So the Reactor Hellions will go up to the top. And actually, he's a little bit supply blocked. So he was only building one Hellion at a time instead of two. But he did just finish that supply depot. So he's got the Hellions coming out. So he's going to have 3 Hellions. He'll probe a little bit, probably. Hopefully try to get them into roaches, rather. Try to get them into roaches, and then he'll surprise them with the Banshee. Now the Banshee is not getting gas. He's not going to have enough gas for it. He's just going to be expanding underneath this build, and then he's going to get a lot of Marines there to be able to help defend that expansion. So it looks like he's going to wait for the 4th Hellion. He's just moving out 4th. Zerglings nicely placed to be able to block that, and the Spine Crawler will be able to hit them as they're blocked by the Zerglings, and good spread to make sure he doesn't lose too many to the Reactor Hellions, which he did spot were just there. And so at some point, maybe Puma will be moving in. If he's not moving in, he's just going to basically just take map control there. He could kind of scoot around here, maybe. Oh, and look at that placement right here. So the Hellions can't even get up top because the Roach Warren, in combination with the Queen, are preventing anything from up top. So that's really great placement on the part of Nerchio. That's really good play, actually. Nerchio's played very well these games, I have to say. His balance wasn't quite right in the previous game, but in general, he's been playing very well. Hopefully, we'll see him doing better in tournaments in the future. He hasn't really like won any like super major tournaments. He hasn't participated in a lot of them as well. Meanwhile, the evolution chamber is up, so he should be safe from those banshees. And this banshee actually did go in and get 4 kills. Sorry, I missed that on the minimap. But the queen was able to scare it away. I believe both queens were able to scare it away. I don't think we do not have a... Oop, tried to cut the Zergling there. We do not have any spore crawlers up. So if the banshee did have cloak, actually, it could have been fairly effective. The command center did just finish now, so he should be probably moving out at some point. However, it looks like these lings are going to be going for a counterattack. That's not going to do anything, though. There is a wall up there, and actually the lings are probably going to take some pretty bad losses from the reactor Hellions once they respond to that. And looks like the Hellions are not going to move in. Are they going to move to intercept? They're not going to try to intercept these lings. It could be a little dangerous because if you get surrounded. But actually, those Hellions should be able to take those Marines pretty easily. Those Hellions. Oh, nice job on the creep tumors. Able to stop any sort of creep spread on the part of Nerchio. Look at that. All 3 creep tumors. He definitely should have tried to cancel those creep tumors so that they were able to maintain their ability to put another creep tumor down once he saw that they were being attacked by the Hellions there. Looks like the lings did get back just fine. The Viking is going to check right here, see if there's an overlord over there that it can snipe. It hasn't actually been able to snipe any overlords that typically you want to try to snipe those. If he does move it down a little bit, though, he'll be able to spot that there is that he's considering taking a third at least, as the lings are starting on the rocks right there. A couple of roaches are going to move out. That's going to scare the Hellions away. Looks like they're not going to move out. Might be afraid of a little bit of Hellion kiting, and he is laying another creep tumor there, being able to get the creep farther out. Roaches are actually just going to move back up here, take out the destructible rocks. Meanwhile, EGPuma is repairing. Where do we have that? Oh, there we go, and he's preparing to take the gold as well. He doesn't have a command center on the way, so, I mean, it's not going to be for at least 100 seconds, which is the build time, by the way, for a command center. Looks like the Hellions are actually able to get a couple of Zergling kills there. But the roaches are going to then move out and take out those Hellions. And actually, if you wanted to sandwich those Hellions, that would be effective as well. But good job, good thing he didn't do that, because the secondary army of Puma would be able to move in and deal a lot of damage. Ooh, and actually, no, not able to do that, but he is able to hold the middle. And that roach is on a bad rally point. He's going to get taken out. And it looks like Puma's actually going to move in for an attack here. He should be setting up his siege tank. Ooh, no, it looks like he's not going to want to engage here. He has decided against it. Nerchio does have 4 queens here, which is to deal with the banshees, of course. But moving up to take out the creep tumor, nice job. But still does not want to engage. And that Viking did just get a overlord kill. His life is not in vain, and looks like Puma is just going to siege up right there. The command center for the gold is starting as well, and looks like he's doing kind of a weird mix. I think it's just Marine tank, I guess, with medevac support and 1 Banshee support. I guess the Banshee was mostly for harassment, which since the Banshee has 8 kills, that's actually fairly good thing to get 1 Banshee. It's really nice to see Puma kind of spreading out his tech labs and reactors, so that he can, like, you know, you don't have to have, if you have a starport with a tech lab, you don't have to keep it with a tech lab. You can switch it out and, you know, switch to a reactor at some point. He hasn't switched yet because he doesn't need to, because he doesn't have enough gas to get it anyway. But, ooh, it looks like this drop is going to spot the lings. I think most likely he's just going to drop it in there. Meanwhile, we do have the Viking getting taken out. The drop, however, dealing a lot of damage, getting a lot of worker kills here. First up, the workers killed tab. 15 workers killed so far. Nice drop, and able to get out of there. Meanwhile, the Banshee from behind has up to 10 kills. So that's 2 additional worker kills, 3 additional worker kills, 4 additional worker kills, and he should get another kill and probably 1 more. Nice, and he could even get 1 more. Nice, 15 kills with the Banshee, probably able to get it out of there. He doesn't want to move it too far up here, as it might get sniped by that queen. Is it going to get sniped? Oh, the queen's actually not being controlled. These Zerglings did finish off those rocks, so it looks like the forces weren't in there. And actually the queen is... Okay, so the Banshee's going to move down. The medevac's going to move in. Looks like Zerg's taking the gold as well. These lings are actually just going to move back. Looks like they're not going to try to take out. The drop is coming in. Stim is not finished, so this drop is not going to be effective as it normally is. But those Marines should be able to, with proper micro... Ooh, oh, the Banshee is still alive. proper micro be able to do this. But there's a massive counterattack here from aAaNerchio moving in, so we're going to try to watch both of these at once. Is there a planetary fortress coming in? He has not started the planetary fortress yet, which he almost doesn't have enough resources, so he should think about starting that yet. Looks like his forces are going to move forward and engage that. Now, theoretically, Puma should know about this because the drop went over, unless he just wasn't watching the minimap at all and didn't notice any of those forces. We also have 4 infestors over here, which would be very effective against the Terran army. I don't think there's nothing spotting those rocks, so he has no idea that this is going on right now. Meanwhile, the drop is still not moved in yet, and that's actually just going to get fungal growth. So that was actually very poor control from Puma, as that double fungal growth was able to take all of those units out. And, oh, I guess he was just waiting for stim, possibly. But look at this giant attack moving in right into the building bunkers. There's going to be a fungal growth on these SCVs. Maybe not. The siege tanks are very well placed, though. These barracks are actually blocking a lot of these units from being able to get in. And I think aAaNerchio is going to back out here. Not able to take out that last infestor, but did snipe one of them. Looks like aAaNerchio is just moving back. I don't think he's going to move entirely out there. There was a decent amount of workers killed, and it looks like that medevac's still there as well, by the way. One more fungal on that, plus a queen should be able to take care of that pretty quickly. So actually, I'm not quite sure what's the APM tab. The APM tab is extremely high. I guess they're more worried about macro right now because both sides don't seem to be controlling the forces quite right. Puma did move that drop pod back, and looks like he's going to move in and try to engage here. Those barracks are very nice to be able to separate the army, able to get 2 fungal growths to kill about 6-7 Marines there. Very nice job from aAaNerchio, and I think aAaNerchio is just going to run away now. But that's a lot of additional lings coming. Looks like he isn't even going for banelings. I think he's just going using all of his gas for upgrades and for infestors. So he doesn't want to go banelings at all to deal with any sort of Marines. Which infestors, of course, are very good against Marines as well. The problem in the previous game was that he didn't get infestors in time. Looks like he moved, and he decided not to engage that little hard shell of bunkers plus siege tanks. That's going to be a very tough nut to crack. He might try to move around it as well. Meanwhile, there is a drop right here, though, which has gotten a lot of additional worker kills. Look at that, 44 workers killed for EGPuma. Nice job with that drop while he knows his opponent's army was out and about on the minimap. And actually, he should be able to get that medevac away if Puma remembers to move it. He's not remembering to move it. Okay, well, if there was an Overlord to spot for it, then... oh, looks like he's actually just going to drop in the next section. Greater Spire has been started. I don't think he's going to be able to snipe this because there is an infestor able to take it out. But look at this engagement here, setting up across the little gap here. That's going to protect a lot of these siege tanks, and the siege tanks are very well spread here. It's going to be very difficult to engage for this third player. And looks like these siege tanks are in fact going to be in range of the hatchery. That little roach had a little bit of bad placement there. And aAaNerchio looks to be in a little bit of difficulty, but looks like he's going to move forward and engage this time. And nice fungal growth, but Puma was able to dodge with the majority of his Marines there. We need another fungal growth right there on the Marines. Not going to get it. Is he out of energy? He may very well be out of energy. In fact, he is, and actually aAaNerchio is actually going to lose this game. Oh, wow. Ended up losing this game. And we're going to have to go on, and I guess it's the end of the series as PJ Milncraft signing out.